South Minneapolis, Lake Street, broad daylight. For years, federal investigators say 2 blocks of this city ran like an open-air pharmacy for poison, and everyone who lived there knew it. Now the United States government says it has the names, the wiretaps, and the bodies to prove exactly how it worked. On June 30th, federal prosecutors unsealed 2 indictments naming 24 alleged gang members, fentanyl distribution, firearms charges, 2 counts of murder during a drug trafficking crime, and by the time this video ends, you will understand exactly how these organizations turned an American city block into a marketplace for death, who is already in federal custody, and who the FBI is still hunting right now. Here is what makes this bigger than a routine drug bust. This is not one gang, this is 3 operating together, sharing corners, sharing customers, and according to federal prosecutors, sharing a business model built entirely on violence. We are going to show you the family mob, the organization federal agents say controlled Lake Street through fear for years. We are going to show you the G Block and Bogus Boys network, an operation prosecutors call the Amani drug trafficking organization. We are going to break down the number that stopped a federal agent mid-sentence at the press conference. And then we are going to show you the fugitive the FBI is hunting right now, the one man from this indictment who is not in custody. Stay until the end because his name matters. Let's start with the organization at the center of this. Federal prosecutors call it Family Mob, and the superseding indictment charges 13 defendants. Kieran Jamal Williams, 44, Silk Lamont Davis, 48, Lakendrick Darnell Gilliam, 38, charged with distribution of fentanyl and possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. This was not a handful of guys slinging pills on a corner. Federal investigators say this was a structured enterprise, controlling territory along Lake Street and Park Avenue South through what the FBI describes as force, violence, and fear. And 2 names in this indictment carry a charge that changes everything. Trevon Harris, 28, and D'Angelo Martez Davenport, 50, are each charged with murder during and in relation to a drug trafficking crime. This is not just a drug case anymore. This is a case where federal prosecutors say people died to protect the product. Drop a comment below. Did you know federal agents were running a murder investigation inside a fentanyl case in Minneapolis right now? Let me know. Here is where the second organization comes in. A separate indictment charges 11 more defendants connected to G Block and Bogus Boys, an operation federal prosecutors are calling the Amani drug trafficking organization, named for its alleged leader, Amani Xavier Hudson Sr., age 35. Kelly Christine Hudson, 24, Jerry Wayne Jones, 70, the oldest defendant in either indictment, Tanel Kinte Prempe, Hezekiah Micah Fields. 11 names, all facing conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, all operating in the same neighborhood near 19th Street and Nicollet Avenue South, just blocks from where Family Mob allegedly ran its operation. 2 separate criminal enterprises, 1 shared territory, and according to the DEA, 1 supply chain feeding both of them fentanyl, methamphetamine, crack cocaine, and cocaine into the same streets at the same time. Now, here is the number that should stop you cold. DEA Special Agent Rafael Mate told reporters that over the course of this investigation, these organizations distributed at least 333,000 doses of fentanyl, not grams, doses, individual potentially lethal doses of one of the most dangerous drugs on earth, pushed through open-air markets on residential streets in a major American city. FBI Special Agent in charge, Christopher Dotson, put it in terms nobody in that room could ignore. He said the fentanyl allegedly distributed by these defendants in what he called literal open-air drug markets was enough to have killed thousands, not hundreds, thousands. And he said the violence used to control those markets was, in his words, equally horrendous. If you think federal agents just walked in one morning and rounded everyone up, type yes in the comments right now because it is not that simple. This investigation is part of the FBI's nationwide Operation Summer Heat, a coordinated initiative targeting violent crime and drug trafficking organizations across the country. That means this Minneapolis case did not happen in isolation. It happened as part of a broader federal strategy to identify the gangs controlling American drug markets through violence and dismantle them from the inside using wiretaps, informants, and months, sometimes years, of surveillance before a single arrest warrant gets signed. On the day the indictments were unsealed, federal, state, and local law enforcement moved together. 12 defendants were arrested that Tuesday. Several others already sitting in state custody are now being transferred into federal custody to face these new charges. U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen stood in front of reporters and did not soften the message. "If you are trafficking in fentanyl," he said, "we are going to get you, we are going to find you, and we are going to take you down." Minneapolis Police Interim Chief Bill Peterson and Hennepin County Sheriff DeWanna Witt stood beside him. This was not one agency claiming credit. This was federal, state, and county law enforcement standing together on the same case. But here is what federal investigators did not get on day one. Frontalontrell Miller, 50, named in the Amani drug trafficking organization indictment, charged with conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, is not in custody. The FBI released his photo the same day the indictments went public and confirmed he is actively wanted. A 50-year-old man embedded for years in an organization federal agents say helped flood South Minneapolis with hundreds of thousands of doses of fentanyl, and right now, nobody in federal custody can tell investigators exactly where he is. Share this video because most people scrolling past this story have no idea the FBI has an active fugitive from a fentanyl and murder case walking free in Minneapolis right now. Here is exactly where things stand today. 13 defendants named in the family mob superseding indictment, including 2 men charged with murder during a drug trafficking crime, are either in federal custody or being transferred there. 11 defendants named in the Amani drug trafficking organization indictment are facing conspiracy charges tied to methamphetamine, crack cocaine, and fentanyl distribution. 12 arrests happened the day the charges were unsealed, and Frontalontrell Miller remains at large with the FBI actively working to find him. U.S. Attorney Rosen was honest about what this case will and will not do. He said these arrests will not eliminate fentanyl trafficking in Minnesota, but he said they represent a significant blow to 2 organizations that spent years controlling South Minneapolis through violence and fear. 2 gangs, 1 neighborhood, 333,000 doses of a drug the DEA says can kill in a single pill. 2 murder charges buried inside what started as a drug trafficking case. And one-man federal agents are still hunting on the streets of Minneapolis right now, while the rest of his alleged network sits in a federal holding cell waiting for their first court date. If you want to know the moment the FBI finds Frontalontrell Miller and whether prosecutors can make the murder charges against Trevin Harris and D'Angelo Davenport stick, subscribe. We are tracking every development in this case. If this gave you the full picture, you know what to do.